Hey, and welcome to Scripting 101. So, this is how I do it. There's all types of different scripting. So, we're going to first talk about regular scripting and what it is. Understand that when it comes to scripting, there's literally no rules to this. Script whatever it is your heart desire. You set the intentions for whatever you write comes true. So, I've included here a little example, nothing too crazy, but I my example is I am so happy and grateful that I was just able to purchase my new home with my husband. It's truly everything we wanted. The best part of the house is the kitchen, the stainless steel appliances, etc., etc. So, as you can see here, I'm being detailed. When you're scripting, you want to be as detailed as possible because you want to get into the feel. So you can script about anything. Um, One of the biggest things is how are you feeling as you're scripting this out? Be very descriptive, be very emotional, and put your heart into this. It's extremely easy to do. Set the intention, write out your desires, and have fun with it. That's regular scripting. So, some key points that I would say that you should include when you're scripting. I mean, like I said, there's really no rules to this, but I think it helps with the process so you can always go back. Always include the date. Include gratitude. Like, gratitude is one of the highest vibrations that you would want to get into, because when you're grateful, things just start to come out, and come your way. And you should be happy and thankful for everything that you have. And then, so the other thing for me is detail, 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 detail. When, where, how, so who. Next, on to daily revision. Revising your day is basically starting from the time you woke up until the time you went to bed. And what you're doing is you are writing your day in the way that you would have desired it to go. So when you woke up, like, you don't have to write like you woke up, you brushed your teeth, you brushed your hair. No, like the events that happened. So if you had a phone call or a text message, how did all of those things occur? What happened? Who did you talk to? How did the conversation end? So I do write out an example here, so you can take some time to read that. But I'll talk about revision. Revision helps with whatever it is you think in today creates your tomorrow. So what I like to do is write this. You can also, do this like through visualization, but for me, I like to write it because I go back and I can pinpoint exactly when manifestations were, when I started them, and then when it came into like my 3D reality. So that's one of the things that I like to do, so I can basically keep track. But revision is, for me, so essential. I literally do this every single night without fail. I don't care what I have going on, I'm going to revise my day. Because I notice that the momentum picks up when you do something consistently. I have been revising every day for over a little over a year now. So what I would say is maybe get into the habit of daily revision. So I just wrote something very generic. So like today I woke up next to my SP and he showered me in kisses. He got up, cleaned up, and then made me breakfast in bed. Obviously, if that's something that never happened in your reality and you want it to come into fruition, you start writing those things. And over time, you will see that that's what starts to happen, especially when you start to repeat it. Like for me, when I first woke up, every day starts the same for me. Today was amazing. I woke up next to SP, blah, blah, blah. It pretty much always has to start with today was amazing. You can do whatever wording you want. It's your story, it's your life. But I would absolutely suggest revise, revise, revise because you want to get into the habit of creating a better tomorrow. So, any circumstances that you may have had, any conversations, a letter, email, text, um, anything that's going on, if you didn't like that outcome, write down the people involved, what happened, and then change it to the desired outcome. Now, let's talk about circumstantial revision. So, with circumstantial, let's just say an event in your life took place that you are holding on to. Now is the time, and you may have to do this a few times, it's okay. But this is the time for you to actually sit down, think about the situation that happened, and change it to the desired outcome. I think I gave a very generic, uh, I guess, example when I did this. Like, say you were like the victim of theft or something. How did that work out? How did that end? Instead of it being like a theft, it could have just, you could make it though it never happened in the beginning, to begin with. Stuff like that. Just revise circumstantial situations that were not favorable to you that you could still be holding on to. So, moving forward again with some more circumstantial revision, I give like examples for why you would want to revise. People have gone through trauma. People have gone through relationship trauma. These types of situations are ideal to revise, especially if those are pain points for you in your everyday life. I would honestly suggest sitting down and writing them out, especially if they were huge. Now, I'm not saying revise every single aspect of your life, but let's just say there was something that could have occurred over time. This is the time for you to say, if you had maybe an abusive childhood, no, you've always had an amazing childhood. Write out what that story looks like. And you can always come back and you read those things just to hone in on the feeling. And at the end of the day, remember, even though it does not feel true right now, a thought, although false, if persisted and hardened, is the fact. So you want to understand that it's the repetition, it's the consistency. Okay, here we go. Everybody's favorite part, the specific person scripting. With this, if you do not have a person in mind, you need to be so specific so you can get ultimately what you want. What does this person look like? How do they dress? What are their personalities? What industry do they work in? Some hobbies. What are your absolute turn ons? You need to be, down to the letter specific with this person because they will show up. And you have to be okay with what you get. So you would hate for it to be everything on your list comes up, but this person has like one annoying trait because you weren't specific. Try to think about what it is you want this person to be. How do they act? How do they treat you? What is their relationship like with, their family, their friends, their ambitions? Are they romantic? Are they spontaneous? These are the things you want to include. Because it's okay to want what you want and it's not selfish. With this, I want you to take time to do this. It may take you a couple months because, you may learn new things, but write out your heart's desire. It's your world. Do whatever you want. Now, specific person scripting if you already know a person. So this is going to be an additional video because in terms of like quote unquote changing a person requires changing you. But you have to force yourself to see your specific person as the version you desire. So if this person um is not romantic, but you want to see them as romantic, you have to conjure up in your mind that every time you think about this person, acknowledge them or whatever, you have to see them as romantic, regardless if the opposite shows up. So with this, especially if you know the person, what I would do is write out instances where this person shows up the way you desire. Completely write out those traits that you want from this specific person. But the thing about this is, what you can do is, this is an activity outside of like your scripting. Completely write out the old story, who and what they are currently. What don't you like about them? Because the opposite of that is you're going to write down everything that's opposite of what you don't want, and then include also what it is you do want. Meditate on these and set like the intention that you're going to see this person change. But you have to change. You also have to drop this old version of them. You can't say, oh, Jason is romantic, but every time you see Jason, you're thinking, oh, he's not romantic. So, with this scripting exercise, you will tell yourself how Jason is romantic. Is he taking you out on dates? Is he taking the initiative? Is he buying you roses? Is he calling and sending you cute texts or whatever the case may be? You have to script this story out. And what I would say is script this out daily, weekly, whatever, floats your boat. But write the story out as if you were journaling or telling your girlfriend or your best friend about how this person shows up. Be specific also with how you want them to show up. Are they, very committed? Are they romantic? Are they spontaneous? Are they ambitious? Are they intelligent? You want to write these things out so you can also get into the state of feeling how it would feel if Jason showed up to you the way that you desire. You can write this one time or you can do this daily. I suggest doing it daily until it becomes believable to you. So, understand that scripting should be fun. Set your intentions, be very specific, show gratitude, and go live your life. Write it, set it, and forget it. You will know when to take inspired action. You'll know. You won't think about it, it'll happen, and then after you done whatever it was, you'll know, oh, that's what led me to do this. So, have fun scripting. If you have any questions, write them down below in the comments and enjoy.